watching the Scottish Football Zone with all the build-up and reactions.
And there you go. It's Friday again, and I keep saying this every week, but it's going to be a big weekend of Scottish football from the top and the bottom, and also tonight we've got the playoffs as well. So it's all happening. So who leads the Scottish elections when you've got the football coming up? That get your priorities right this afternoon. Get your comments coming in, and we will chew the fat over the football news and look forward to the games as well. And Marvin Bartley left Livingston as well, so we'll get into that. Robbie is looking forward to not the Scottish Cup final, but the big cup final tomorrow at St Mirren Park between St Mirren and Kerry, and I think it's a 6 point of that game instead of 3 points up for grabs. And also, we need to talk about this kind of small game in the East End of Glasgow taking place on Sunday afternoon. It's Celtic. I've never heard of them playing Rangers. Sorry, I don't know why I said that. Celtic Rangers, we'll get into that as well. Hopefully joined by Alex and Crookshanks and Regan Stevenson to talk about the games, but who next game? Because you've got the one and only superstar Robbie Collins. How are you, Robbie?
Michael, I'm doing fantastic. It is voting season in Scotland. It's voting season in Scottish football. We need to vote. We need to have our picks. Who's going to be manager of the season? What's going to be goal of the season at your club? Let us know down in the comments. Give your vote. Who's going to win at the weekend? That's where it's at, Michael. There's some really, really big games in top six, as you mentioned. A derby that I don't know. Some call it the Glasgow derby. I've never really been interested, but we'll see what happens there. We've got a cup final in Paisley for both St Mirren and Kilmarnock. We've got teams away on holiday already. I mean, Dundee United, Jim Goodwin will be travelling away to Pittodrie. Probably just relaxing, to be honest. His team are going to be safe this year. So there's a bit of drama in the country, but no, I'm glad to be back in the show.
Now, I was going to say, Robbie, watch what you're saying, because if you're if you say Glasgow Derby, then you'll get millions of Rangers fans saying, how is it the Glasgow Derby? And then the Old Firm fans, and you'll have the Celtic fans in your back saying, no, Rangers died in 2012. But anyway, we're not going to get into that, even though I mentioned that for some weird reason. So get your comments not about that, about the games this weekend, actually. So let's kick off with the big game. One of the big games on Sunday, and it's the Old Firm Glasgow Derby. That's what I'm going to call it. Just to cover my back, Robbie. Celtic and Rangers, high noon, and all the rest of it at Celtic Park. And it's going to be, I keep saying these games are going to be quite interesting, but I mean, I suppose it all really depends on what happens Saturday night at Fir Park. Obviously, we'll get into the game at Motherwell and Hearts in a wee bit as well. But I mean, first of all, what do you think of this game, Robbie, before we get into the kind of nuts and bolts of the game?
It's massive, as our good friend who should be on the show, Regan Stevenson's, came into the chat saying, "Evening, lads. Regan, I hope you'll be popping in soon." But I'm really, really looking forward to this game. We speak about season-defining moments, Michael. This feels like the biggest of them all. In my opinion, it's the biggest derby in the world. And of course, I'm going to be biased and say that because I'm off for Scotland. I'm a Scottish football fan. You look at the Old Firm, you look at the rivalry, the Glasgow Derby, whatever you want to call it. It's two fan bases that come together that absolutely hate each other and hate each other's guts. And we're in a really weird situation now where Celtic need to win this to go on and try and push Hearts in this league title race, but Rangers need to stop Celtic then that's it. Rangers' main objective turning up to Celtic Park at the weekend is stop Hearts winning the league. That's stop Celtic, sorry, winning the league. That's your main objective. Mike, I'm talking about my own words. That's how excited I'm about this game. But in all seriousness, it is such a bit important game for so many different reasons. Martin O'Neill's very last Old Firm, but he'll be managing most likely. You've got Danny Rowe has his head turned away at FC Wolfsburg in Bundesliga. Who knows? You've got so many different players that are going to be fighting for their future. You know, you look at some of the Rangers players, they need to turn up in this game and then to go and show Celtic and Danny Rowe, most importantly, while they should still be playing. Why they should still be playing in the Rangers team. So aye, Michael, the excitement level is at an all-time high, and I for one cannot wait for this.
Is this a joke? I don't know what you mean by that. And stuff, but yeah, let us know what you think. Well, yeah, I mean, you were saying about Danny Rowe. Is this his last game? Reagan, this could be Reagan's last show on the show if he doesn't come on and give us his wise wisdom. By the way, that's a joke there. Yeah, but I mean, every game this season, Robbie, has took on a different kind of like storyline in terms of Martin O'Neill's last game. Could get potentially Danny Rowe's last game as well. I don't think so. I think it would be a bit unfair if he gets sacked. I think the only way that he would go if he walks at the end of the season as well. So it's going to be quite interesting. And also the night before, as we'll go on to talk about the game at Fir Park, Celtic would have to win the game depending on what happens on Saturday night. Hearts would want Rangers to win. But I mean, listen, Rangers would be fired up for the game anyway. You know, like no matter if there was like 20 points ahead or 20 points behind, they would still want to go to Parkhead or go to Ibrox and beat Celtic.
Aye, 100%. Michael, it's only took 7 minutes. I'm going to mention it when I was on Go Radio last night, the football show. There was a Rangers fan did get asked this question. Actually, Scott, he got asked, you know, what is his feelings going into this game because, you know, Rangers are out of it at this point. But he did say, you know, exactly what you said. He echoed actually what you said. He was very adamant that Rangers still need to go and put in a fight. They need to show what it's all about. It's, you know, it's one of the reasons it's the biggest derby in the world, in my opinion, because you need to turn up in these games. I mean, look, Celtic haven't beaten Rangers in the league since 2024. That's a pretty bad record for some of the Rangers teams that Celtic have come up against in recent time, Michael. You know, you can go back to some of the players that Rangers have had. You're looking at your Scott Wrights, you know, players like that just aren't good enough for Rangers level, and Celtic haven't been able to beat them. So this is a massive game. For me, there's more pressure on Celtic to go on and win this for the pure fact of the league. Celtic need this. Depending on what happens on Saturday night, this might be the league decider, Michael. If Hearts drop points or lose to Motherwell and Celtic beat Rangers, it flips it right in Celtic's favour. And that is the last thing that Celtic will be needing. You know, that they'll not be wanting to lose to Rangers again or even drop points. Any drop points gives Hearts the opportunity to win the league on Wednesday night at home to Falkirk, depending on if they beat Motherwell. So Celtic know this is the time to win. They need to win now. The players need to step up. Some of the players that haven't stepped up this season, they'll need to begin and gain their all for this game. And just to say, Reagan, by the way, you should now have access to the stream. So if you want to come on, give us your thoughts, then go for it.
Yeah, I think as well it's going to be quite interesting that the kind of dynamics of the game go, you know, like will Celtic start off in the front foot, will they be cautious and going into the game, will Rangers come out the trap very quickly as well, or will they sit behind the ball, defend it for kind of like half an hour as well? I think we always say, Robbie, in big games and cup finals and all that, the first the first goal's going to be crucial in this game.
The first goal's absolutely huge. Celtic have had a decent record, to be fair, of scoring first in these games. My mind flips back to the Ibrox game when is it Tavernier that tries to clear the ball and it deflects right off a Maida in like 13 seconds or something. And Celtic won 1-0 up early in that game. Celtic have had a good record. I mean, look, I think you can expect goals in this game. I think there will be chances for both sides. Rangers having that no fear factor, there's nothing really to play for, will probably play an impact. In this, I think a lot of Celtic fans are expecting Celtic to turn up and Brampton 3 or 4-0. Michael, I don't see that happening. Rangers tend to play well without pressure on their back, and I think it'll be the same again, and that's not to spoil my prediction too early, to be honest with you, but I do suspect there will be goals in this game, but for me, it all depends on the team selections. I sort of, you flash your mind back to the Hampden game, St Mirren Celtic, and I thought Martin O'Neill picked the right team in the midfield that day. He put Arne Engels in for the start. Engels made all the difference in the 90 minutes, I thought. Just opened the game up a wee bit for Celtic, gave them a bit more agility and aggression in the midfield, what they needed. While Rangers picked the right lineup, they seem to be able to play with one up front or two and don't seem to be able to get any service to their strikers, so that's going to need to change if they want goals in this game. I still think there will be, and I think it's going to be a pretty intense game, Michael, to be honest.
So before we get into chatting more about the game, you spoke to our pal today, Tino, from the Celtic Skeins podcast about the game and get his viewpoints on the game. So we're going to hear that interview now that Robbie spoke to him about 2 hours ago. You sat down with Tino about the game, and this is what he had to say.
Guys, join us on the Scottish Football Zone today. It is Tino Callahan from the Celtic Exchange podcast. Tino, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Robbie. Good to speak to you again, and I'm equally excited and equally nervous about the game at the weekend.
You should be. I was watching Martin O'Neill's press conference earlier, and one quote that really stood out to me was, he said, "We still feel it's in our own grasp." Tino, as a Celtic fan, how are you feeling about that quote? Are you feeling the same?
I mean, it's almost all in our own grasp, but we do have this scenario where it might come down to goal difference. So if both ourselves and Hearts win our next 2 games, it then comes down to that final day showdown on the 16th of May at Celtic Park. And in all likelihood, Celtic would need to A, win that game, and B, win it by a few goals to secure the title. So yeah, on that basis, it is in our own hands, but that would leave, a real tall order on final day. I'm hoping and I'm thinking, Robbie, there might be a couple of twists and turns before then, starting at Fir Park actually tomorrow night.
You'll be hoping for a Celtic point of view. Hearts go to Fir Park and struggle as most teams have done this season. It's not an easy place to go. Of course, Celtic travel there on the Wednesday night, so you'll be hoping that at least Hearts can slip up for now, because I think if you look ahead to Wednesday, it's not going to be an easy tie for Celtic at all.
No, it's a really, really difficult game, and I've, from my own sanity as well as I suppose that, Martin O'Neill, what the boys are doing, Celtic just have to take it one game at a time. We have to just go one game and hopefully you get the win on Sunday and you live to see another day in the title race. So Sunday can be the only focus for now. That has to be where all the attention goes to, and then beyond that, as you say, difficult 2 games to finish up with: Motherwell away and Hearts at Celtic Park.
Who do you think ahead of this game on Sunday the pressure lies with most? I think that's a pretty obvious answer, but in some regard, you look at Rangers and you look at the way they're coming into this game. Of course, I believe they are out of title race now. I don't think they'll be lifting it.
Yeah.
But they come to Celtic Park with the objective of simply stop Celtic winning the league now. It's fully Rangers fans are on board with this idea, the Hearts winning it. And how do you think the Celtic players, and especially Martin O'Neill's, going to sort of shape up to that?
Yeah, I think the game on Sunday really comes down to a question of motivation, and there is no doubt, you're quite right. There's nothing better than bursting the bubble on your big title rivals and at least ruining their party, and that will be Rangers' main objective for now. Although second place in the Champions League qualifiers that brings you is also a really important objective for them. But that objective has changed dramatically, and only really a few days ago, only back on Monday, they were in the title race, or they were on the periphery, having lost to Motherwell before that, but they were on the edge of a title race before they took on Hearts at Tynecastle, and they, as a group of players, and Danny Rowe, will have been geared up for that. and the wind has been taken out their sails and then some by that win by Hearts. So I can just imagine how flat it's been at Auchenhowie, Rangers training pitch this week. I just think it's very hard for them to properly get up for this game. They will have a go. They'll come out at some point and there'll be flashpoints in the game as there always are in this type of fixture. But I just think Celtic have got so much more genuine motivation. Incredibly, Robbie, given the season we're in, Celtic are still going for a League and Cup double. And it's a challenge. It's a huge challenge over these last 4 games. But what a motivation for those players to go for.
Yeah, you look back only a few weeks ago, you're at Hampden Park. I don't like to remind myself of what happened there, but you look at the extra time spell, and from a Celtic point of view, you must have been absolutely pleased with the way the team played in that extra time spell, because that's something that I don't think many Celtic fans have seen throughout the whole season. But it feels like Martin O'Neill's really stuck the group together and really built a team that can have these moments where they come alive like the old Celtic teams.
Yeah, there's no doubt they've got spirit and belief under Martin O'Neill, and at the same time, I think it's okay and it's quite roundly accepted that we're not playing brilliant football, albeit, unfortunately for you, that extra time spell, and not even the full 30 minutes of it, 6 minutes of extra time where we scored those 4 goals, that was as impressive and as free-flowing as we've seen from Celtic all season. I hate to rub it in, but it was a joy to be there and see that. And if Celtic can find some of that type of form over these next 3-4 games, then you're good to go. But I don't expect us to play that way, because there is a tension in the air, an anxiety in the air, and that causes players to clam up in different ways. So, the hope is that Celtic can express themselves at key moments in games and get the all-important goals. But I do expect it to be, difficult, ups and downs, bumps in the road. And that'll most likely be the case on Sunday and beyond.
And looking ahead to your opposition on Sunday, of course, Rangers, as we mentioned earlier, they're now out of the title race. What do you expect to see for Rangers? It's been quite weird watching them this season. It feels like Nasser Giga and Emmanuel Fernandez especially can have really good games at times, but at the same time, they feel quite shaky. Are you expecting, first of all, how are you thinking the Celtic attack is going to be come this game, but how you think they're going to fare up against that sort of back door?
Yeah, I think the Rangers defence, so Giga and Fernandez seem to get a lot of plaudits. They lose a lot of goals. Either, what was it, 3 to Falkirk, 2 to Hearts, 3 to Motherwell. For a team that's going for the title, you cannot lose that amount of goals, and that's been their undoing. So that's an area of the park that Celtic need to try and exploit, and I think Celtic will try and exploit it initially with Dyson Maeda through the middle, and then Ian Acho, the coolest man in Scotland, coming off the bench for the last half hour.
Aye, Brendan Rodgers' phone book, as I keep saying, done Celtic a good turn there. But one player I did see was actually reported being back in training, Cameron Carter-Vickers. Looks like he's back. Do you expect him to play any part in the game this weekend?
No, I wouldn't think so. It's brilliant to see him back, and even just I've seen some pictures doing the rounds earlier on, and it looks like, from what I've seen, he's just doing running stuff. I don't think he's doing anything with the ball. That in itself is a massive step in the right direction for the player. I don't know if he's got any genuine chance of making the World Cup, but it's a huge motivator for any player that, even if there's a tiny chance you can make the World Cup, then you do everything to be there. And I also heard Martin O'Neill speaking last week, the fact that Cameron Carter-Vickers has been at every team meeting. He's been out injured for a long time now. I think it might have been at the end of the Kairat Almaty game that he went down injured. So a long time. He's effectively missed the full season, but he's still very much part of this side. He was a big part. He's front and centre of the new kit launch, which doesn't always mean things. You see guys front and centre and then they leave in summer anyway, but I would expect he'll still be here. And it looks like he's working really, really hard. It would be amazing if he played some part in our final 4 games, but I would see it as a real bonus. I wouldn't be expecting it.
Just on the new home shirt, do you like it?
I love it, but I wrote an article during the week that as much as I love it and as much as many fans love it, at the moment we just can't buy it. You'll know all too well, Robbie, about the ongoing Not Another Penny campaign. And for some folks, on a point of principle, as much as anything, they feel it's the only way that they can make the club, the board, stand up and take notice of some of the how unhappy people have been at how a lot of things are getting done at Celtic at this moment in time. So the Not Another Penny campaign continues, meaning that as much as a lot of us love the new kit and the Martin O'Neill trackie, and I've got a mate who's mad for the golf gear and all that stuff, at the moment they'll remain on the shelves, unfortunately. Hopefully that can be resolved, but that's up to the club to take the actions that would encourage us to do so.
The last time we spoke, it was such a big thing about the midfield and Martin O'Neill getting that right. Getting into the weekend's game, Rangers seem a bit all over the place at times in the midfield, especially. I think you look back at a game at Tynecastle, Blair Spittle coming onto the park really did change the game in a good way for Hearts and a bad way for Rangers. How important is it again that Martin O'Neill strikes right with the midfield? I think back at that game at Hampden, he did. I think he put Engels in that day, and it was phenomenal. I thought the whole Celtic midfield done really well in that game. How important is it for the weekend that Celtic get this right again?
Yeah, it's hugely important. And Derek McInnes kind of did get it wrong, or at least in the first half. He went with a 4-4-2, which left his two central midfielders up against Rangers' three. So I think, let me get it right, it was Diomande, Raskin, and is it Chigwane? Is that what you call him?
Yeah, Chigwane, yeah.
So those three, they had a lot of room to play against Hearts' two central midfielders. They did change it in the second half, Hearts, and they brought Blair Spittle into the midfield. And all of a sudden it was I was going to say a more even contest. It swung dramatically, actually, in Hearts' favour. And I seen Nico Raskin getting a lot of grief. And Nico Raskin runs about like he's the best player in Scotland, and he's far from it. And a lot of Rangers fans have cottoned on to that. And they think that he's a bit of a weakness in their midfield, with quite a few folks seemingly keen to see Connor Barron getting more of a start in there. I think Connor Barron's a pretty decent player. He's quite a selfless player. He seems to do a lot of hard work for the team. So, listen, I'm not going to promote any Rangers players or big up anyone in their midfield, but it looks like he would be a better option. But the manager, Danny Rose, seems to prefer Raskin, who's not really doing much at all for them.
Just a couple more questions. First of all, on the manager situation, there's of course been links with Danny Rose linked with Wolfsburg over in the Bundesliga. Knowing that you have a manager that, let's be honest, Martin O'Neill's only committed to Celtic at this point, this is probably going to be his last season with the club, you'd expect. How influential do you think that is in your favour, that, maybe Rangers fans and the Rangers players are maybe looking at these links and going, all right, maybe Danny's shifting his head away a wee bit. I mean, do you think that could play a part?
It could do. I think, I don't know how real or accurate the reports are about Wolfsburg. I think he's been asked about him this afternoon, but I've not watched or read any of his replies to that. But if, as a player, you get an inkling that your manager's got one foot out the door, then it's certainly not going to motivate you. And if anything, it might make you go the other way. If he can't be bothered, why should we type thing? So, as I say, you're at a time in Rangers season where there is nothing to play for. They're going to finish trophyless, and on that front, anything else that further demotivates isn't a good thing. So, yeah, it's possible that the players will see or get a feeling that Danny Rose might be off, and that won't go down too well. Certainly
won't. And just finally, how bizarre is it in your eyes that Celtic, yet through all the troubles of this season, everything that's happened, the Wilfred Nancy era, the rest of it, how mental is it that Celtic are still in with a chance of a cup double come the end of this season?
Yeah, it's mad. Just, when you look at everything that's going on, and it goes way back to a terrible summer transfer window for Celtic. And on the back of that, you go out to Kairat Almaty, as mentioned, Brendan Rodgers' exit and how messy that was, the AGM and all the drama there, Wilfred Nancy in, Wilfred Nancy out, Paul Tisdale out, Martin O'Neill back in, Kasper Schmeichel, all the ups and downs, all the injury worries as well. I mean, there's so much has gone on, Robbie, and to still be in the mix, and, there's work to be done, and as I say, we maybe need a few things to fall our way, but to still be in the mix for a double with 4 games to go, you'll take it, and you would have taken it quite a number of months ago. So, yeah, as I said, the full focus has to be on Sunday, but in the bigger picture, it's incredible that we've still got a double to target.
Thank you, Tino.
Brilliant.
Was Tino. Sorry, Robbie.
No, I was just to say a massive thank you to Tino. And just to say for a couple of people that did leave him questions, this was pre-recorded
yep.
before the show took place. So unfortunately, Tino can't answer any live questions, but we do appreciate his time as always. Tino's a very, very busy man. So it was an absolute pleasure again to get to talk to him.
Not unless we invent AI into the show, Robbie, and he'll answer questions if he's not here as well. The same as this man here, Reagan. How are you?
I'm not bad, Michael. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not bad. I take it you're counting the hours down to high noon on Sunday.
Aye, because we're going to learn two things, Michael. Are Celtic still in the title race, or if Hearts won the title? That's the two things we're going to learn. So, yeah.
It's a bit weird, Robbie, to ask a good question at the end, because obviously we've called it a bonkers season, Regan, and it's hard to believe that the fight at the AGM, the fact that the Green Brigade was banned, Wilfred Nancy came and gone, Martin O'Neill came in twice, Brendan Rodgers went away, and Celtic is still in with a chance of a double.
I mean, Reagan, I'm sure you, after the day after Wilfred Nancy gets sacked, I'm sure you would have laughed at the prospect of still being in the Premiership title fight and being in with a chance of a Scottish Cup.
I think, Robbie, I think it's a very great question you made there, because Celtic, when Wilfred Nancy left, you're just thinking, right, hopefully the club can get back on the straight and narrow again, because I don't think it was all about of course it was all about trying to take it back to basics, because Celtic was a club on and off the pitch that was not very aligned, I would say.
Aye, I think that would be a pretty good way to sum it up. I think. Look, I'm not saying, look, Martin O'Neill's no revolutionised the Celtic team. Martin O'Neill's no, he's no got them back to the old days of Celtic, watching the frightening Celtic teams. But what he has done is instilled a wee bit of fight that I think the Celtic needed at the time. He's managed to instill some players to build some confidence back up into them, and really get them rolling again. And that's exactly what they needed at this point in the season. So, I mean, that could be huge come the end of the season. We don't know what's going to happen this weekend. Probably will be the factor that decides the league title, depending on what happens at Fir Park and at Celtic Park. So, I think for both Hearts and Celtic, I know we're going to talk about the Fir Park game later, but for Celtic, they need to leave everything in the pitch, because this might be all they have, to be honest with you, come Sunday about 3 o'clock.
Reagan, Robbie was saying about what has Martin O'Neill done differently. I don't think he's actually done anything different. I think he's just kept message plain and simple. Just play a game of football.
But he's not playing Liam Scales at left wing back anymore. That's probably helped him, to be fair.
True. But I think in general, I think what Martin O'Neill's done is he's actually put things back to basics and just said, look, go out there and show what you're actually able to do, because I think Brendan Rodgers possibly at the start of the season didn't want to be there. But I think that played its part as well, Michael.
Alex has joined us as well, by the way, just in case everybody thought we were talking about Celtic for about 20 minutes, but Alex has came to the rescue, and we're going to talk about Rangers as well. Alex, good to see you, mate. I know you've not been on the show for a while, but I mean, what has went wrong at Rangers?
Alex is away here. I don't know where he is.
First of all, it's good to be back. Sorry for timekeeping skills on my point. So, yeah, but yeah, it's good to be back here after a few months. Obviously, I stepped away to sort of focus on university, and now that's out the road. So, I'm tuning back in right as Rangers are out of the title race. Which is fantastic.
Is that your graduation?
I think in July graduation. So
I'm
looking forward to that. Feels weird to be done. But I was hoping it would be a good summer all round. The Rangers with a title.
I've got to interrupt you there, Alex. Good to have you back, mate. But I don't know what's happening at your end in terms of like your Wi-Fi connection as well. But I think we got
I keep dropping out, but I don't know why. So I'll come out and I'll go back in.
I think that's because we joked here, guys. I think that's what Rangers are saying for the past few seasons. We'll go back out and come back in again, Robbie.
He's playing on Danny Rowe Wi-Fi right now, man. Shake it at the back, you know what I mean? He's not doing well. No, hopefully we're getting back in here soon. But you sort of get the gist that Rangers fans are feeling very, very flated. What word am I trying to say? Deflated right now in terms of the title race. They're feeling very low in confidence, low in morale. They're nothing to play for now. They're not in any cup final. You know, they're out of the league title race, and I think we'd all agree they're out of the league title race. It's really, really bad that the Rangers board, have allowed Danny Rowe to spend £40 million plus this season and not walk away with one piece of silverware. The chances Rangers have had in games, you know, you go back to the cup game at Ibrox against Celtic, that's for me the golden opportunity for Rangers to get some sort of result out of the game. And they've got nothing to show for the season. I think, Alex, I don't know what your thoughts would be, but it feels like it's just been like a roller coaster. You know, it's like a roller coaster will no start. You'll go up a wee bit, you know, the confidence will be up there a bit, and then it'll just completely tail off. And it's been happening all season.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that, man. See, to be fair, I think up until a couple of weeks ago,
I'm sorry, Alex,
but
we're
I think
still
my
having...
Wi-Fi is just not playing ball right now. So
yeah,
Alex is on the dial up.
I think yeah.
Oh, it's not been a good return show for Alex, has it?
No, I think she's take Alex off and see if he can maybe turn his laptop off and go back on again. I don't know, but it's just not working.
Yep. Yep. I think that's what the Rangers fans are saying this season as well. It's just not working. But no, I mean, if you want to go back out and come back in, and as I say, in the IT crowd, probably turn your computer on and off, and it might work. But I'm not an IT person. I'm just a wee person. Reagan, I was saying to Robbie as well early on, I mean, even though that Rangers are out their title race, they would still want to come to Parkhead and beat Celtic, no matter if they were in it or out it.
Aye, because if Rangers won at Celtic Park, then Rangers could go.
This guy's using it in the stream, by the way. This guy's comments are fantastic.
If Rangers can go and win at Celtic Park, Robbie, then I think the Rangers fans would still be very happy because they would stop Celtic from winning the title. But Michael, so Rangers fans have got a big motivation as well.
It would be a very, very different, I think, type of happiness if Rangers were to beat Celtic. I don't think it would be happy in terms of, oh, we're buzzing, we've stopped Celtic winning the league, and of course they'd be happy, but it's been a disaster. Reagan, let's be honest, it's been an absolute disaster of a season for Rangers. They've spent £40 million more than Hearts and Celtic combined, by the way. They've bought players that, quite frankly, shouldn't be playing with Rangers standards. Scott Olsen, how is he getting rumoured to return for £12 million? Don't know, he's not worth that amount of money. Nico Raskin, who's the one only bit of quality. Danny Rowe seems to be playing him in the wrong position. You look back at the game at Tynecastle, the way Derek McInnes had the midfield running the place, like Mark Leonard, that's the way Raskin should be playing in games, yet Rowe decides to try and play him in a different sort of position. It's just been a disaster season for Rangers.
To be fair though, Robbie, I did think Rangers played well in the first half in midfield.
I thought Rangers played the 12 in the first half as well, but Rowe didn't have that change in him that Derek McInnes had. Derek McInnes changed the game. He brought on Blair Spittle, made the midfield a bit more aggressive. Aye, exactly. And look what happened. Hearts ran right at the top of Rangers, so Rose and the Rangers players have got a lot to work on next season if it is to be the group of players in Danny Rowe that are continued on. I think there'll be a lot of changes. Obviously, the big one being James Tavernier stepping out of position.
I think where you would have to give Danny Rowe credit for Reagan is he brought Rangers. I know Rangers fans might hate me for saying this now and throw different things at the computer. Oh, what they're watching the showing, but they've actually he actually brought Rangers back into the title race. What was were they 13 points behind?
Michael, but then I would go back to you and say, well, if Celtic beat them on Sunday, right, they'll now go 10 points behind. So is Danny Rowe actually done that well?
But I would also throw you right. See, when you look back at this season in 5 years, it's not going to be Danny Rowe came in December and saved the club. It's going to be Rangers finished third that season under new ownership. So it's one of the things. I get what you're saying, Michael. Don't get me wrong. See, in terms of comparing them to Russell Martin, there's been improvements. Like Russell Martin was bottom of the barrel.
Russell Martin, Robin.
Exactly.
I
thought I was better than them, but anyway.
Aye, it would have been difficult to be better than Russell Martin in this league, and Danny Rowe did come in and make them better. I get what you're saying, Michael, but let's face the facts: Rangers are going to be known as losers this season, and that's all they're going to be known as.
But I mean, Reagan, I said on Monday night to Robbie, I can't remember who was on Monday.
Graham.
It was only 4 days ago. Graham. But I said, even though Rangers fans are pointing the finger at Dan Rowe to say that he picked the wrong team on Monday night and all the rest of it, but I think it goes much deeper than this, Reagan. Right? I think it goes back to maybe like 2-3 managers ago, even to Van Bronckhorst.
I think it goes much deeper, Michael, but I think you've got to question Danny Rowe's mentality in the big matches. Danny Rowe's mentality in the big matches. If you speak to Rangers fans, which I do regularly, Michael, and they say that he's like his substitutes during matches is non-existent. It's non-existent. I mean, you look at even if like Celtic having a bad game, Arnold makes changes, and I think it's something that Rangers fans have labelled it Danny Rowe with, that it doesn't really make tactical changes too quickly. So I think that'll be questioned, and I think also if you look at some of the matches that Rangers have drawn, like if you look back to like say David Martindale and Marvin Bartley, I mean, to draw that game 2-2 when Livingston were relegated, to go to Easter Road and draw 0-0, to obviously Robin Motherwell when you're down to 10 men, these are opportunities that Rangers fans and Rangers players should be looking back at, because I know Motherwell are a good team, but especially when Motherwell go down to 10 men, the most important thing for Danny Rowe is to try and see that match out as well.
You only need to go back to the game at Ibrox to figure out what you're saying, Reagan. The Rangers 2-0 up, cruising in the first half at Ibrox, by the way, after Chimete just turned it on for 45 minutes. The changes I made during the game for Celtic. There's not too many changes for Rangers in the game, and Celtic managed to flip the game back in the season, pick up a point.
Alex is rejoined us now. Alex, hopefully that you can hear us and stuff like that. But we were saying on Monday night about Danny Rowe, what went on at half time, because Rangers played okay in the first half without working the goalkeeper very, very much in the game. But I mean, I think I was just saying to the guys as well, this issue goes much deeper than Danny Rowe. It goes back to maybe when Van Bronckhorst was at the club as well. So I don't know how you feel about these kind of points that we're making about Rangers. You see Rangers more than me and Reagan. So what's your take on it?
Oh no, we're not getting Alex. We can't hear him. We can't hear Alex. We can see him, but we can't hear him.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can just about, yeah.
Yeah, just about, aye. Oh, there's a bit of a delay here.
Yep. Alex he's just round the corner from my house as well. You know.
It's very
Yeah.
difficult to hear, Alex. I don't know. Maybe, Alex, I think you should be maybe trying to speak to your operators at Wi-Fi. I mean, BT or whoever it is.
If I could just come in this comment, something that I've seen a lot of people say this season. Danny Rowe's not inexperienced. He's not. He's young. He's a very young coach. He's only about 36, but he's not inexperienced. This guy has had a lot of coaching at in Germany for a number of years now.
He was the German number 2 to Flick.
Yeah,
Hansi Flick. He was there at training camps. He was coaching big players at that time. Like,
I think that's different.
there we go. Alex is.
That's different from. I think that's different from being a manager, though. He's only like being in charge is very different. He's only experienced before that was Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, I'd say you're correct.
Very different, and then he's coming into. I'm not looking out again. I do not know what's going on.
You're cutting it out again, mate. But I get your point. In terms of management, I think you're right. But you know, he's got this experience that he should be able to bring into management. You know, I get management's a completely different ball game, and of course, the expectations at Sheffield Wednesday are a lot different to what Rangers is. But you've got to imagine by the players that he's used and the players that he's managed to coach and the players he's been around, you know, he should get a bit more out of these. I just feel like sometimes the Rangers players look a bit deflated in games. They don't look like they're up for it. They don't, you know.
See, if you look at like Rangers managers who've been successful, like Steven Gerrard, Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, even go back to Walter Smith, a lot of these managers have got personality. I don't really see that personality shining through for Danny Rowe.
No, but then look, you go back to the hang. You know, he's still a young guy. He's still a youngish coach, and he's still developing and all that sort of stuff. I sort of see both sides to it, but what I would say is, I just don't know. I don't know if he gets next season because these owners are ruthless. You've seen it at Leeds. I mean, you only need to look at Leeds' managerial history to figure out how ruthless the American owners are. You know, as soon as something's not right, as soon as you've no hit their objective, as soon as you've no done what they want. I think about how much money they gave Danny Rowe. I mean, I think they're going to be looking at the end of the season going, all right, well, let's put more money into this guy. Let's go and give this guy more time to go and buy players. I don't think they will.
Well, I don't. I think they're spot on because, see, at the end of the day, I totally get what you're saying, Robbie, but every Celtic Rangers manager has to have an aura, you know, and I'm not being disrespectful, but I don't think Wolf and Nancy had that aura. I think Ange Postecoglou had that aura. And I think if you look at Steven Gerrard, I don't think Steven Gerrard he's a great manager because he only done it during a pandemic, obviously, but I think obviously he got the respect of the players. So I think that's a little bit different. I think for Danny Rowe, I mean, I listened to Mark Greedy the other day, right? And it was, I think it was last Friday. He was talking about the Hearts game on the Monday. And it was very, very downbeat. Now, no, I'm not being funny here. But see if that's Steven Gerrard or that's Martin O'Neill, I think they're kind of rousing the troops, trying to go, right, you guys, come on. Well, let's get got for this match. I think Danny Rowe was very downbeat, and that's part of the problem.
Let's hear from let's hear from Danny Rowe what he had to say today at a press conference. Robbie, he said it's a very special game for us, this game, and you don't need to be motivated. But I mean, I suppose how many times have we said this on the show that managers can paint a picture, but fans aren't really interested in what they say about motivation. It's all about 12 o'clock Sunday afternoon. Meanwhile, Martin O'Neill said, looking forward to the game. Rangers will be up for the game, but so will we be. Let's go back to Alex now and see what well, first of all, if you can hear as well, but yeah, I mean, it's been a bit of a funny old season at the top of the league. Where do you stand from a Rangers perspective, Alex?
I don't think I'm dropping out again. I don't
Oh,
know if
no.
you can actually hear me or whatever,
That's a
but
shame.
whenever Michael starts talking to me, everyone starts glitching. I've no idea what's going on. I've tried many things. I've rebooted my Wi-Fi. I've turned my computer
Oh,
off.
oh, that's
I've,
a sad
you
scene.
know, I've made sure no one else is on Wi-Fi in the whole blooming house. Everyone's using their mobile data. It's just not it's working. Actually, I don't know if you guys can even hear what I'm saying.
We can hear you a bit, but we can't see you now. Your camera's froze.
Yeah.
I think we'll speak to Alex again soon.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, no.
we'll play this all night. We'll be here. It's a bit issues for Alex.
I think we'll give Alex a kind of role that Reagan has in the show. Sometimes disappears for 15 minutes and just disappears. So yes, no, thanks for coming on, Alex, and hopefully we'll have you back on in midweek for the game.
Aye, we need to pay some of the podcast profits to get him a new Wi-Fi box in his house.
Yeah,
I think we can all chip in.
He's like a Rangers team turning out to play Motherwell in a title fight. You know what I mean? Just crumbles.
I think he's coming back in for more, guys.
Right? Can you hear me now?
Yep.
That's
That's better. Yep.
It was my blooming webcam. I've no idea how or why, but my webcam was messing it up.
It's ended the show, Alex, now.
Right. Couple of things. I have been listening to you as well, trying to. I think you guys are blowing the Danny Rowe thing way out of proportion. He's going to be fine. I don't think it's his fault. He came in. Rangers hadn't won a game, or they'd won one or something like that. He was given a fair amount of money in the January window to spend. I think it equated to around 13 million maybe total on 3 players. Obviously, Andreas Skov-Olsen was a loan with an option to buy, which Rangers will not be triggering, hopefully, because it looks like an empty jersey at times. But no, I think Danny Rowe will be fine. I'm disappointed with Rangers campaign. I had very high hopes. Even after the Motherwell defeat, I thought Rangers would turn it around and make it a real scrap. Going into this Old Firm on Sunday, unfortunately that wasn't the case. Hearts were excellent in the second half, deserved their win. Rangers were the better team in the first half, but nothing of any real consequence in the forward areas. So yeah, and as for Sunday, I think this team should be up for it, because all Rangers have to play for now is sinking Celtic's title hopes, and that should be enough motivation for them. So yeah, I'm quite excited.
Alex, I'm interested on this take about Danny Rowe's job is safe, right? Because for me, Danny Rowe is playing a guy, Skov-Olsen, that you said is not been very good. He's tactically not been there for me, Alex. If you look at them, every time Rangers play Motherwell, they seem to struggle. And I just think, seeing the big matches, Alex, I don't think that Danny Rowe's been there.
Maybe. I think Motherwell. I think Jens is just a better manager than Danny Rowe. He seemed to have been one
Wouldn't
step
you be
ahead
better?
because
So wouldn't you be better
has-
sacking Danny Rowe and bringing in Jens Bertolescu then?
no, because I think you've wasted what you've done under Danny Rowe. Rangers
So what-
have made
what
Rangers
have you
have
done?
made Rangers have made progress.
Yeah, they made
on-
progress, but on Sunday they could be 10 points. They could still be 10 points behind.
Alex, by the way,
Yeah,
can I just
so
say,
we were eighth when he came in.
Alex makes a very,
What
very
do you
good
want
point,
him
by
to
the way.
do? No one expected Rangers to do anything when Danny Rowe came in and he got us in a title fight, and now we're talking about him potentially losing his job for bringing us back from the edge.
By the way, just on what
What is
Alex is
that?
saying there, but by the way, I agree. See, if it was my choice, I would keep Danny Rowe. What I'm saying is, you look at the Leeds, the new owners' history of sacking managers. As soon as it gets rough, as soon as they don't like something, they sack a manager. And I don't see why they'd be any different, because, as I said earlier, Alex, if you look back at this league season in 5 years, nobody's going to remember Danny Rowe coming in December and getting Rangers back into a title fight. They're going to be looking at Rangers finishing third out of a two-horse race.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think, historically, people will look at it that way. But I think in the now, Danny Rowe has laid the groundwork. The players he brought in have been good. Obviously, Ryan Nadery's been injured quite a lot. But the other two permanent players he's brought in are some of the best players at the club. I would even go so far as to say they're some of the best players in the league. Tochi Giuquani hasn't been as great recently, but before maybe the last game or two, he was excellent. Two Romans has picked up a couple of knocks.
He's a good player.
Eh?
He's a very good player.
He is a very good player. So I think Rangers have started laying the groundwork under Danny Rowe. They've already started summer preparations. There's already, reports of contacts
Oh no.
and stuff like
Fucking-
that. So
Oh, no.
Holy
What
I
you,
think
you went so far. Alex.
going into the
Neymar
next
is away again.
campaign,
Oh no.
Bloody.
Come on, Alex. Go through.
Come on, one more time. Big push.
another
It's trailed by
window
the
for Rangers.
wayside.
Sorry, we've lost you again, Alex. We've
The
lost,
49ers have took control of his internet box.
lost you again, Alex.
Yeah, I know you lost me again.
Really?
I had my head in my hands there because I thought that was it. No, but I think Danny Rowe will be there in the summer. It'll be another active window for Rangers. I think maybe something he's not got a lot of credit for is I think he's made a lot of the players look better than they actually are. I think it's the limitations of the squad that hasn't allowed Rangers to potentially win this league title. I think we'll still struggle in the wide areas, especially the forward areas. The recruitment in the summer was poor, and I think that is part of it. We need Rangers need more centre backs as well. Obviously, they're going to lose Nasser Giga in the summer. They might even lose Emmanuel Fernandez as well, potentially, because he's come on to have a really good season and people are interested. So I think it's going to be another active summer for Rangers.
Before we move on and stuff like that, because I want to talk about the other games as well. Alex, just to back you up, mate. When you were having technical issues, I wasn't. I was the only guy on here saying this is not Danny Rowe's fault. This runs more deeper than Danny Rowe. This goes back to the board and all that kind of thing. Would you agree with that point?
I think it goes back to Patrick Stewart and Kevin Thirlwell, appointing Russell Martin in the summer. I think that's Danny Rowe's been brought in to help repair that.
I agree with
Unfortunately,
that. I also think that I don't think Danny Rose got enough of a personality to be a Rangers manager.
that's a load of waffle. Personality.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with that, Reagan. To be quite honest
What
with
is
you,
that?
I mean,
Not got
I
enough
mean,
of a personality.
you could be
Barry
very.
Ferguson had a personality, and he was all right. He's not better than Danny Rowe. Philip Clement had a personality, and we got chucked out the cup by Queen's Park. What is
To
this
be fair-
personality talk?
Aye, to be fair, Brendan Rodgers won a treble and he never had much of a personality, to be fair. So I
Yeah,
get your
Brendan
point.
Rodgers had the personality of a piece of driftwood. Like,
Come on now, Alex.
And there's other pubs available in Glasgow. So what do you think your prediction will be on Sunday for the game, Alex? Celtic against Rangers before we move on.
right, you've got me fired up now, so I'm going to go 4-0 Rangers. Easy victory. Ended Celtic's title hopes. Yusuf Chermiti hat-trick. See you next season, boys. Congratulations, Brambles.
Robbie?
Aye, cheers to Jamie for the kind words, by the way, best comment of the night. But I will go neither team to win, 2 each.
I'll go to extra time. Reagan?
I think it'll be 3-1 to Celtic.
3-1 to Celtic. Okay, and I will go 2-1 Celtic as well. Let's talk about the big game then before the main event on Sunday. Motherwell against Hearts at Fir Park on Saturday night. And this is, Robbie, do you know where I'm going with this one? I think the pressure's on Hearts in this one because obviously this is the first game that Hearts will play first before Celtic and Rangers since the split because Celtic always played first. So it'll be roles reversed in this one. So, and as for Motherwell, the wheels just came off the bus a wee bit, but they're still performing, especially at home. What do you think of this game?
I think it gives Hearts a chance to put pressure on Celtic, especially getting into the big game on Sunday. If Hearts can go to Fir Park, which no many teams have won there this season, I mean, picked up any sort of point and get something out of that game. For me, they've won the league, to be honest with you, and that's as simple as it is. If Hearts can pick something up, because I don't think Celtic go to Fir Park and win on the Wednesday night, I'll be honest with you. I don't think they're good enough. So this is big. This is a really, really big game. Hearts can go there knowing they've got all the momentum on their back. Motherwell, you're right, have slipped half a wee bit, but performances haven't dropped. They've still looked the same. They've still played the same way, and just still got the same out the players. Just getting a wee bit unlucky with some results. But they did just beat Rangers at Ibrox a couple of weeks ago, so it's like they're still playing relatively all right. Of course, they faced Hearts a wee while ago. Obviously, lost 3-1 at Tynecastle. So look, Jens will be hoping he can put a major dent in this title race, to be honest with you. It's at the point where you're thinking, I mean, could Motherwell actually beat Hearts and Celtic? And if they did, it would sure stir up some fight in that title race. But no, Hearts will go there with all the encouragement they need, Michael. They've got all the players that they can need. They've got guys that are in the Team of the Season, Player of the Year nominations. It's hard not to say Hearts have a team full of really, really good players because each and every position is just brilliant. You could go in depth every single position on the park and you could say how good each player was, but overall as a team they've just got the spirit and the fight this season. Most importantly, they've got the manager to go and do this now, and I probably doubted him for a long part of the season, but he's shown why he is the Hearts manager and they're showing why they're top of the league right now. And Jamie makes a good point, by the way. If Motherwell, they beat Hearts on Saturday night, they cement European football, so that's a big incentive for them.
Alex, what about you?
Just on Hearts, I think I agree with a lot of what Robbie said, but just something that has occurred to me. Because Hearts, it's not been plain sailing for them in the last few weeks. and it's just something about their squad. This might not make sense, but I think that they believe they will win, no matter what. If you know what I'm trying to say, they go behind, something happens, they believe they will win the game, whatever within the 90 minutes. The squad believes they will win that game, no matter what happens within it. And I think that is something really, really powerful. I mean, because they were dreadful against Rangers in the first half on Monday, and they came out and absolutely took the game to Rangers in the second, and thoroughly deserved their win. So, and they do have terrific players. I mean, they've got tremendous quality there. They've got my starting choice for Scotland at the World Cup up top, Lawrence Shankland, obviously an absolute. I'd even go so far as to say world-class finish against Rangers on Monday. Terrific from him. See, to get the power on that while going backwards and the accuracy, just tremendous. Jack Butland couldn't get down to it at all. They've got the squad, they've got the belief, they've got the manager. I think Derek McInnes believes it as well. I think he can taste it after being in this league for so long. He can taste it. Obviously, I think, will have been nearly how I don't know how many years ago now with Aberdeen, where he was competitive for a time, and now he's sorry, excuse me, and now Derek McInnes can taste that league title, and I think they're all in on it, and I think they will bring it over the line.
I'll pose to you guys what I posed last night to Peter and Kevin. See, when we're on that plane to America and we're picking our striker for the World Cup, see, if you go back to that game at Tynecastle, I don't think any other striker that would get called out of the national team finishes that chance against Morocco or Brazil. Lon Shankland does. That, for me, should signify, and I believe Steve Clark was there watching the game, that surely Shankland is going to be the starting striker at the World Cup. He's the only one that I think, if we're looking in front of goal, if we get one chance against Brazil or Morocco, you're going to want Shankland there to finish it.
I totally agree with you, Robbie, but I think Steve Clark is he knows who he wants to play. Steve Clark likes Dykes and he likes Jordhurst. So I don't actually know if Shankland will be in the start lineup. Robbie, that's more honest opinion. I don't know if he'll be there.
George Hurst ahead of Lon Shankland is criminal behaviour. Steve Clark
I
goes
know,
with that, by the way.
I genuinely don't know if he'll be in the start lineup.
Aye, my pals Peter and Kevin, mate. But
I've got a passionate hatred for George Hurst. He's awful. It's not even Scottish.
You can say, by the way, you can see that. You can say that about 3 of the 4 strikers, because Jay Adams and Lyndon Dykes aren't Scottish either.
Neither's Tommy Conway.
Aye.
Neither's half of the Scotland rugby team, but anyway, we'll move on from that.
Scotland rugby. We've got the South Africa C team. That's how we roll.
Now, welcome to the Scottish Rugby Zone, as well. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be quite interesting this game. How Motherwell's at home, Reagan. They're going to be, but Hearts are taking a big support. I take it that Stan Bingley will be full of jambos and that guy Cruikshanks that was in Monday night. Not you, Alex, but another guy on the park before the game as well. Maybe he'll get the microphone at half time if Hearts are getting beat.
First of all, I thought that singing on Monday night was brilliant for the Hearts.
Why is it getting so much stick? It was amazing. I actually, as a neutral watching that game, I absolutely loved it.
It was good. I don't know if Alex agrees.
Just not needed, is it? Just get on with it. Just play the game.
You're telling me you
Play the
love
game.
nothing more at Ibrox and Big Tina coming out and singing "Simply the
Yeah.
Best"? Because I know Rangers
Well,
fans will love that.
That would be cracking if she rose up rose to the dead. to
No, I
come
know,
out
but
and
I know, but I'm saying if there was a chance of Tina coming out to
I
sing "Simply
don't
the Best,"
think she'll
you'd
be
love it.
coming now, Robbie.
No, I don't
you
think
know.
she's coming now, but if she could come, then Rangers fans would love it. Celtic fans would love if Jerry and the Pacemakers came out and sung "You Never Walk Alone." You know what I mean? Like, it's one of these things that of course it's going to get a crowd up for it. And let me just say, by the way, that is one of the best atmospheres you will hear at a game of football for a while.
Yeah,
By the way, that
but,
was electric.
Yeah, but I kind of agree with Alex because obviously the fans.
He's a big football boring. Stop it,
no,
the
but
Perry's.
the fan,
keep
No,
no,
but-
the
no, but listen, the fans are the 12th man, but they don't play the game, Robbie.
Aye, but you heard the Hearts fans as well. That's you heard them when
Aye,
the song
but you-
finished. They were right up for it.
Aye, but you shouldn't need a guy in the park singing a song to get you up for the game.
I didn't think. But Hearts didn't need them. It was just a good incentive. It was a bit of fun.
That was brilliant.
Lads, you're being
No-
boring here. Come
no
on, Jamie's
fun.
being boring
no
enough.
fun allowed.
Yeah,
If I had it my way, I'd ban singing from the Scottish Premiership.
yeah. Lockdown again. Yeah. So
No, you can only like shout like swear words and stuff. No singing allowed. You can only shout and moan and groan. No singing.
we are your
Do you know what was worse, actually? Can I just say, by the way, quickly, do you know what was worse in that game? Tony Bloom recording it with his phone. That's what was worse than the actual singing itself.
Oh, come
And
on.
his suit was even worse than that.
He's wanting to
I'm-
show- he's wanting to
I'm
show-
actually surprised people didn't pick up on Tony Bloom's phone. It was a blue phone. It wasn't a maroon phone. And,
a blue phone in a blue wheelchair. What's wrong with that?
yeah,
We all know what club Reagan supports.
I am sitting in a blue chair. Queen's
Aye.
Park Rangers.
You guys are strange. I would
Welcome
never.
back.
I don't own anything green.
Do you? That's
No,
So
I'm
what's
I'm
your,
not better.
I'm sure you like peas. Do you like peas? You've probably got a ton of peas in the cupboard.
Yeah, but that's not different.
Ah, come on,
Alex.
you
Alex, are you the type of guy that would like on Facebook? You obviously the Rangers fans posting can we like turn the pitch blue so it's no green grass?
I've never seen that before. That's outrageous.
I've
What's
seen that
your-
a few times.
What's your score prediction in this one, Reagan?
The prediction is Motherwell 2. I'm going for Hearts 4.
Oh,
4-2 win for Hearts.
Get that on the accumulator.
Oh, Robbie?
I'm gonna go Motherwell 1, Hearts 2.
There you go. And Alex, what about you? Motherwell and Young Taps.
I'm gonna go. Nah, just because I hate the singing, I'm gonna go 2-0 Motherwell.
Come on, Alex.
No, I'm
Yeah.
kidding. I'm kidding. 2-0 to Hearts is my actual prediction.
I think I'll go sitting in the fence with this one, Reagan. Motherwell 1, Hearts 1. So there you go. Let's move on to the final game to talk about in the top 6. It's Falkirk against Hibs, Alex.
Yeah, I think this is interesting. Obviously, Falkirk are hot on the heels of Hibs, but for some reason I've just got a funny feeling that Hibs will hold out and get that fifth place position. I think I actually predicted them to win this game, and Falkirk have been terrific. They've been the kryptonite of Motherwell this season, who we were just talking about. I think they're the only team not to lose to them, maybe, in the league. So, although they might have won 3 of the matches, or I don't know, but I think they've got a very good record against Motherwell this campaign, and But I don't know. There's just something funny about Hibs. I don't really know how to describe it. I've just got a funny feeling that Hibs will, beat Falkirk here. I think it will be an exciting game, though. I've been really impressed. Just speaking about, obviously, we're coming to the end, so speaking as a whole, John McGlynn was up for manager of the season for the third year running. Well deserved. He's taken them into the top 6. First season back in the Premiership. It's been absolutely tremendous. And we've seen some amazing sort of young players coming through, on loan from England and also through the Falkirk youth ranks as well. Barney Stewart coming from university football, where in the space of a year is scoring in the Premiership to be in Scotland contention. So, it's there's been some terrific stories. Philip Lisa, absolutely excellent as well. Ben Brosio. Just Falkirk have been an exciting side this season. Hibs have just been, I don't know, Hibs, I guess, where you'd expect them to kind of be, obviously. I think maybe people would want them to be higher, but I think just the form of the likes of Hearts and Motherwell have sort of, just you can't really blame Hibs for being where they are this campaign. But for some reason, I think Hibs will finish in 5th. I think they will win this game. I'm not trying to give away my prediction too quickly, though.
Robbie, can I just jump in here, right? I know John McGlynn's been up for manager of the year a few seasons, and I mean, God knows what he has to do to win that prize, right? But just like Derek McInnes, right? They're top of the league, right? They're going for the league, right? But what happens if Celtic wins it and Celtic win the double? Is Martin O'Neill no the manager of the year, considering Martin O'Neill came in twice? Just saying.
Well, look, it shouldn't be, in my opinion, though. I mean, look, it makes sense in a sense that but it makes sense in a sense that he's won the double. Like, it's Martin O'Neill, he's come back, he's done that in his last season, of course. But I mean, just the John McGlynn aspect alone, how this man's no one manager of the season, I don't think he will be. I think it will be Derek McInnes that wins it, to be honest with you, because I think Hearts will go on and win the league. But there's so many.
McInnes has already won the PFA and the.
He's won the PFA.
Right, this one. Yeah.
I didn't expect anything else, to be honest. He's deserved it. He's been excellent this year. I just actually read there a journalist saying that if Hearts going to win the league, it's a bigger achievement than what Sir Alex achieved with Aberdeen, which I don't know. I'm not that one's to use for debate, but it was Tam McManus.
I think it's a bigger achievement than Sir Alex winning the league. I don't know if it's a bigger achievement than beating Real Madrid in the.
Oh, it's not bigger.
It's a different either, but you can't compare that. Robbie, I don't think. But
no, but
I think you can, compared to the disparity in resources and things like that. Obviously, Hearts got an investment, but it's still they still can't spend the type of money that Rangers and Celtic do, and they've Well, we'll see by the end of the season, but as it stands, they've surpassed them. So
yeah.
But I mean, if you're going back to the game and just based on what Alex was saying earlier, if you want it on your Uraka this weekend, it's a Hibs red card. I mean, it's the easiest money you're going to make, surely, because they're just getting red cards every week at this point. I mean, it's getting quite ridiculous.
I put double chance Hibs on. I forgot about their red card. Please gamble responsibly.
I mean, yeah. Sorry, I was just going to say what's been on at Hibs, by the way, because last week.
Last week was a bit of a conspiracy theory, considering it was an Irish midfielder that's got a few affiliations to Celtic and centre off, but I'll leave that there because let's not get into that. Well, let's just go and look at the tackle that Jamie McGrath made in that situation, right? And you tell me why he would ever think about making that tackle in that situation.
I think
I'm
that's
I'm not inside his head, Robbie, so I don't know.
Listen, I'm not making conspiracies here. I'm just saying, why would you ever
You
make that
are.
tackle? I'm not.
Yeah.
Listen, Jamie McGrath.
You're talking about Irish
Robbie,
midfielder.
you're on here, mate.
No, listen, I wasn't making conspiracy. I'm just saying, why would somebody make a tackle in that situation? That's all I'm asking.
Because he's an attacking player and he doesn't know how to
Look,
tackle.
right, Alex, look at where the ball's gone in that situation. You tell me why anybody would make a tackle there.
If I was on the pitch, I'd have two-footed him in the chest.
Aye, of course you would have, but that's very simple. Why?
That's a
But no,
joke. That's a joke. I feel like I've got... but no, I understand, but moments of madness happen in football. I doubt Jamie McGrath would risk breaking Alistair Johnson's leg just to give Celtic a leg up in the title
No.
race.
I like
Ah,
it.
boom, boom.
Like
No,
that,
you know I'm only kidding, lads, but it's a very silly challenge to make in that situation. But Hibs have got an astonishing red card record. Actually, they've had quite a lot this season.
I
Which,
can't
if you
believe Robbie Collins has just said that on the show. By the way, I've got a conspiracy theory, and then
Well,
10 minutes later,
hang on,
it says,
hang on a minute. Right,
guys.
no, hang on a minute. I said this last week on the show as well, and then they said it in a bit. So don't start pulling at the conspiracy theory guns now. Listen, I've made this point twice on the show, but no, all joking aside.
Have you got, Robbie, have you got your tinfoil hat in the background there?
Aye, damn right. But no, it's going to be an interesting. I think I agree with Alex in the sense that I think Hibs probably will finish fifth this season. I don't think that will change Falkirk. I think you could look at both teams with a slight bit of inconsistency. I think Hibs have probably got a bit more inconsistency, to be honest with you. I think at times this season, McGlynn's been able to build a good bit of momentum. Whereas Hibs have just been up and down, to be honest with you. But
Yeah, I can't remember Hibs putting together a good run the whole campaign.
no, and you know, again, it only gets made out to be worse because probably where the rivals are, and the rivals are in a title fight. So that makes it automatically look bad on Hibs. But you know, for a season,
Looks like the sun is plummeting into Leith, rather than shining, or solar eclipse, asteroid, something. Because this is, you know, you would hate to be a Hibs fan and watching Hearts going towards a league title looking more likely and likely by the day. And if they win on Saturday night, I think that is a massive step towards it. And then obviously you've got your main rivals for the title playing on the Sunday against their main City rivals, who would love nothing more than to, stop Celtic from winning it. So Hibs fans must be looking at this, just feeling completely powerless, hoping and praying that Hearts don't win the league title.
I mean, Hibs have had an inconsistent last few seasons. They've been bottom six, they've been third, now they're fifth. I mean, it's just been such a weird spell under David Gray, to be honest with you.
Reagan, what's your take on the game?
I think Falkirk will win this game, to be honest with you, because I think that obviously Falkirk got a massive 1-0 win against Motherwell last week, and I think they'll just get another big 3 points tomorrow, Michael. I think in terms of what you guys are saying about obviously the two Edinburgh clubs being totally different this season, I think it's true, right? But then I've seen a lot of fans as well from other clubs saying David Gray's job does it come under pressure as well, but I don't think it should. But I think because Hearts are doing so well as well, Michael.
Nah, it doesn't come under any sort of pressure. Hibs, look, it's definitely, obviously it's been worse than last season because last season they finished third, so they've obviously took a bit of that, but that's not really to blame them. I mean, it's just been a much more competitive year this year, so that's understandable, but I wouldn't say David Gray's under any sort of threat, to be honest.
By the way, in case anyone was wondering why I was doing that, it's because I saw Robbie's t-shirt.
Oh, aye.
Cactus Jack. So I was like,
Yeah.
so I was waving my hands about, and I hoping he'd see it, and then he disappeared off the screen. So waving my hands about like a madman. But yeah, sorry about that. I just wanted to interject.
What's your predictions on this game, Reagan?
I'll go 3-0 to Falkirk.
Oh, my prediction, man.
Wow.
Aye.
Never seen that coming. Alex?
I'm gonna go 1 each, please.
Please.
So yeah, one each.
Robbie?
Aye, Reagan stole my prediction, so I'll go 4-0, no 3.
4-0.
Okay, I will go. I'll kind of copy
What
Reagan in this one, but never
do-
bother. 3-1 to fuck you.
Oh, no.
Oh no, Alex is not working again. So sorry, Alex.
Alex,
Can't-
you've got to put money in the meter. I'll go 3-1 to Falkirk.
I ain't Jamie McGrath nicked the wrong internet box, Jamie. I'm here, mate.
Yeah.
No Alex.
Oh,
By the way, that was very interesting what you were saying there, Robbie. I might speak to you about that. That's interesting. Sorry, Alex. Okay.
Alex,
Maybe-
we're struggling to hear you, mate.
Maybe he's not sorry, I don't know. But nevertheless, you did well for an hour, Alex, but you're not fully fit yet, so we'll put you back on the bench as well. Let's talk about now. I've been bidding this game as a cup final, Robbie. Because I think this is a big 6-pointer. This one, St Mirren against Kilmarnock, and we'll speak about Kilmarnock in a minute. But what's went badly wrong with St Mirren this season? I mean, how can you win a cup and beating Celtic and all the rest of it to fighting for your life in the Premiership?
Look, the Premiership form's been the same all season, Michael. We've never been up there. We've never really built any consistency. But to answer the short-term question, we've brought in an inconsistent, inexperienced manager. To be honest, that's as far as I'm concerned. Appointing Craig McLeish was the wrong decision. That I thought was a very bold decision by the board at first. And by the way, I know one of these are probably going to hit back. Well, we started off well and it looked tidy, and I'd agree. But you can shock teams for a few games, Michael. You know what I mean? You can get that new manager effect where they try something new and it works against teams. As soon as that wears off and teams figure out how to beat you, it becomes very simple. Football's a very simple game. As soon as a more experienced coach knows how to break down your system, then with that inexperience that Craig has got, you don't really have a chance. And I feel bad for McLeish because I'm not blaming him for what's happened. The players need to take a huge amount of blame as well. They have been far from good enough in the league overall this season. But it's just it's a complete lack of experience for Craig McLeish in game. It's decisions that I don't think Robinson would make in certain scenarios. I don't think a more experienced manager would make in certain scenarios, and that's costing his games at times. He switched to the back four now a couple of times, and it's not what our players are suited to play in a back four.
Robbie, you know, in the Craig McLeish tiki-taka football anyway, you know any of that?
There's a time and a place to play tiki-taka, tippy-tappy football, Reagan, and I don't think right now when we're in a really deep relegation battle that this should be the time. The players want to play direct. Killian Phillips isn't a type of player that wants to play tippy-tappa and play it backwards. Killian Phillips wants to be aggressive. He wants the ball to go above him so he can run and chase after defenders. Who
would you bring in then? Because me personally, I don't think Craig's going to be the manager at the end of the season. Who do you think we should bring in?
I would agree. I think Neil Lennon should be the next St Mirren manager if Dunfermline don't come up.
No, I think he's staying. I think he's staying where he is.
I don't think he's staying if the Pars don't come up. To be honest with you, I think he'll leave. But I digest. There's so many more experience.
We can bet on that. We can bet on that.
No, I need to save my money, son.
I
think I'd like to hope that And Mike, I remember when you spoke to John that he was saying, you know, we had a plan in place for Robinson leaving, and of course the club were always going to have a plan because it was only a matter of time. And never say that again.
Batley.
Not a terrible shout.
Whoa.
No. Get that right in the bin.
That's the best thing Alex has said all day.
No, Marvin Bartley will not and should not be the next St Mirren manager. But I'd like to think, Michael, just when John was saying about having a plan, I am serious. I know he's not being the next St Mirren manager. Alex is too. We've just spoke about an inexperienced manager. I don't think Marvin Bartley. I think he'd be good in the Championship if we were to be there. Hopefully not. But no in the Premier League. He's not that type of manager, but I'd like to hope the board have a plan to go out and recruit a different type of manager and somebody that maybe have a bit of experience elsewhere that can bring fresh ideas to Scottish football, and that's the ideal situation. The no ideal. Who? Sorry.
Simo Valakari.
I would take Simo, but he's not going to leave St Johnstone. He's built too much there right now to leave.
Aye, but he's probably going to lose his best players. So I think that, and no disrespect to Alistair, but I don't think St Johnstone got a very good crowd there. So apart from when they win the title, but I think I think I'm right in saying, Robbie, that St Mirren would give him a pretty good budget, but they know.
But the problem is, we don't know where we're playing our football next season. We don't know if we are going to be in the Championship come the end of the year. So it's like, if we're in the Championship, we probably are going to end up with Marvin Bartley.
What about if you stay up then?
I still wouldn't fancy us to get Simo Valakari in, to be honest with you.
Robbie, what about if you get relegated, right? Because I'm going to say it, not that he's my pal or anything, right? But what about Mark Wilson at Partick Thistle? Mark Wilson's done a fantastic job. I've got to know him very well, and he's certainly doing a good job.
I would love Mark to come to St Mirren, but
he's doing well.
I wouldn't like Alex Wright to come to St Mirren, considering what happened.
Robbie.
History beckons. What?
I say that Alex is a good guy.
Well, that's your opinion, mate. I'll not share mine. But Alex, with what happened the last time he was at St Mirren, I wouldn't want him back. But I'd take Mark. I would like Mark Wilson as St Mirren manager, to be honest with you. Would I like him in the Premiership? I don't know. But I do think, I don't know. I feel like we just need somebody with experience that knows how to do it in the Premiership or Championship. But I really would be biting your horn off for Neil Lennon right now.
And I thought, come out, Reagan. I mean, Neil Lennon and Dogsy has staggered the ship, and the flagship there when they went they haven't got the results away from home.
Aye, Michael, I just want to correct you there because it's not Neil Lennon that's taking on the game tomorrow.
All McCann.
It's Neil McCann.
You gotta say Neil McCann. Like, okay, I meant Neil McCann. It's been a busy day at the old Scottish election, but anyway, let's leave that one there. But yeah, Neil McCann, that's what I meant.
A busy day at the polls. Michael, I mean, see at the end of the day, right? I think what Neil's actually done for he's actually been in has been very good because he's brought on some really good players. I think for Finlay Curtis from Rangers, I think some of the players that have been there for a while as well. So I think it's going to be a very hard match for St Mirren. Robbie, I don't know about you, mate, but I think it's going to be difficult. I suppose the only thing for you, Robbie, is I think obviously Neil and Billy have got a kind of terrible away record this season when they've went in there.
But they're also bringing us sold out 1,600 Kilmarnock fans into Paisley, so they're not exactly going to be short of any confidence coming into the game. They're also going to know if they beat us, they're fine. Because St Mirren are not overturning a 4-point swing between Aberdeen and Dundee United because we just don't beat Aberdeen at Pittodrie, I don't think, under Robinson. I think he's got the fire in his belly to go and beat us and get revenge for what we done to him in Paisley. So inevitably, this is all we've got left. Now we need to beat Kilmarnock at the weekend, and I just hope the players that have done us so well, the players that have won the cup, got into Europe, get consecutive top 6 finishes, can step up when the pressure's on us and deliver a decent performance. But the only thing I'm wary about is you look at Kilmarnock, guys, they've got a guy like Finlay Curtis that can just turn it on. He's got that wee bit of spark in his side. He can dribble past a few players. He can make something happen. Right now, you're looking at the St Mirren attack. Who's got that fire in their belly? 'Cause I don't think they can go into the pitch that can make the difference. Finlay Curtis getting to Kilmarnock.
I totally agree with you, but that was only a few months ago. Everybody was talking about St Mirren, so I'm sure there'll be St Mirren players in there that'll be fired up, Robbie, to try and get the 3 points.
Well, we need a top goal scorer and top contributor this season, Micah Mandron, who's on 21 goals and assists this season, to step up if we've got any chance, to be honest with you. But Craig needs to get away with this tippy-tappy football. We can't play that. We need to put balls in behind Kilmarnock. We need to trouble the defence, because the one thing I actually think they're pretty bad at is defending balls out of the tap. I think that's where most of the mistakes happen. So we need to punish them in their areas, and we need to press high up the pitch and get the ball direct. And if we don't, I think Kilmarnock come to Paisley and win.
I think the biggest thing for Craig, Robbie, is I don't think he's really helped himself, because he's got I know Stuart Patterson, is it Stuart Patterson? That is number 2 at St Mirren.
Stuart Taylor.
Stuart Taylor, so it's aye. Stuart Taylor, I think he done a pretty decent job at Dundee with Tony Docherty, but I think if you're looking at it, I think you probably need someone with a little bit more experience.
I would totally agree. I think Stuart brings a lot of experience in himself, but you're looking on the basis well, appointed a guy as manager that never managed a professional game before. And again, as I said earlier, you can get after a good start by shocking teams, but as soon as teams figure out how to break you down, it becomes pretty easy when you're in an experienced manager. And that's not to slight Craig. I'm not on here taking a dig at Craig McLeish, because I think there is a lot of potential in what he's doing, and I think there is a place and time to be playing that type of football. Should they be playing it when we're in a relegation battle and sitting 11th? We probably shouldn't. Yeah.
Robbie, do you think it's a similar story to Aberdeen in terms of like they left Peter Houston in charge for so many games, and look at them now, and look.
Peter Houston. Aye. What was his second name actually? I can't remember.
Aye, no, you know what I mean. It's been a busy day, guys. You know,
Peter Leaving.
Peter Leaving, yeah. So do you think it's a similar situation to him, because obviously they let him in charge of Aberdeen for so many games? Look at the border they're in now, and look at the border St Mirren's in at the moment as well.
I think because it started so well for him, then the board stuck by him. But I think that Celtic game where they conceded 6 goals is sort of spooked him, Robbie.
I think going to extra time is probably the worst thing that could have happened to us, because it just blowed any momentum that we had. And it's so difficult. It's so difficult to be critical of a guy that shouldn't be in the position he was in. We should never have hired Craig McLeish. We should never have hired a manager based on what the players wanted. And I know the players have a big say in managers and who they're going to buy into, but the board should have appointed the manager, not the players. And that's where I think, for me, the mistake was made, and that's why we're in the position that we're in. Craig will not be staying on past this season, I doubt, to be honest with you. I think it would take us winning 7-0 in the last 3 games to keep him on the next season. But we just need to stay up. That's just main focus. That's what he's been brought in today. He needs to keep us up. He needs to have the ideas to keep us up. And if he doesn't, then we'll be playing championship football next season.
What about Kilmarnock? Reagan, they would have to get back to running ways, but as I said, they're not very good at away from home, but they would need to start by beating St Mirren away tomorrow.
I mean, St Mirren away is going to be a difficult match, but if you're Neil and Billy, and you look at, obviously, St Mirren went there last week, Robbie, and got a victory. I'm sorry to remind you, but if that's going to give, obviously, Billy and Neil the sort of boost that they were looking for, because they're thinking, right, if a kind of Livingston team that are relegated can go there and get a 2-0 win, then so can we. So, aye.
The sad reality is anybody can beat us right now, and I don't know why so many of our fans and Maybe I'm just being so negative, but I don't see a world in which we beat Partick Thistle or Dunfermline. I don't, to be honest
The
with you.
mighty Jags.
I
The
don't.
mighty Jags.
The worrying thing is we will be playing Dunfermline after they play Celtic in the cup final, and if Dunfermline somehow win that trophy, their confidence is going to be absolutely skyrocketing into the
Robbie,
playoffs.
I can say right now, Dunfermline are not winning that trophy. Neil Lennon can plaster it all around all around the dressing room, Robbie, but I don't think Dunfermline are going to win it. As much as I'd love them to win it, but I just don't see it.
Mate,
think-
we'd end at the start of the season have Hearts win the league, because I certainly win there.
No, but I think over 90 minutes, I think Celtic will do it, Robbie.
I agree. I do agree. I think Celtic will win it, but football's a funny old game this season. Anything can happen.
I think you're spot on because obviously you look at Manchester City against Wigan years ago. You look at obviously
Grimsby versus Man United.
Grimsby 3-0 up against Man U and penalty kicks, aye. Or Southampton v Arsenal.
Future Scotland starter Ross Stewart scoring.
Okay, so what's your predictions on this one? I'll go to Robbie first.
Do I need to? No.
No, you don't need to.
I'm going to be so unoptimistic and say Kilmarnock beat us 2-1.
Oh, Robbie,
Ooh.
I'm going to give you a confidence boost. I'm going to go 3-1 to St Mirren. What a Paisley Saints.
No even
And
scored
I'll
in the
give you
last 3
another-
games, never mind score 3-1.
I'll give you another boost, Robbie. I'll go for a squeaky bum time 1-0 to St Mirren.
Oh, 1-0, Robbie will be on the edge.
I would take a 1-0 97th minute off the backside to beat Kilmarnock, to be honest with you. That's
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. So that is the big game tomorrow in the bottom 6. St Mirren against Kilmarnock. Let's move on to a game that doesn't really mean nothing, but I think if Dundee gets anything out this game, Robbie, I think they're safe because I don't think they're still safe at the moment. But they're playing Livingston tomorrow.
I could not tell you what to expect for this game. We're playing a Livingston team that are now managed by Scott Arfield, which if you told me that at the start of the season, I probably would have laughed at you, to be honest with you. It's been quite bizarre. Both teams, we know what they're doing. Dundee are not going down, Livingston are staying up. Livingston are gone down, Dundee are staying up.
I'm not being funny, but do you think that's because Scott Arfield's going to be he's going to be the new manager?
Potentially. I think Scott Arfield's I mean, you speak about having personality, Regan. Scott Arfield's got a bit of that.
And you think of David Martindale's previous appointments as the Livingston sporting director, he appointed a former Rangers striker.
Aye, but look, I think they should have done everything they could to keep a hold of Marvin, because I think Marvin made a difference to Livingston. I think Marvin made them better. It's unfortunate that he's not going to be managing them next season. I don't think he should be St Mirren manager. I know a few fans have now taunted that about it. Please don't. But I think Scott Arfield isn't a bad appointment. I mean, look, the guy can play the guitar in the dressing room, so that's all the motivation Livingston need.
And he's got a pub in Paisley as well.
He does have a pub in Paisley. Is that you trying to link him with the St Mirren job?
Did you see that, Michael? I see Michael be going down there on Saturday nights.
Maybe not.
But no, Michael, this is probably the worst game out of the weekend because neither have anything to play for. Livingston are down, Dundee are staying up, so it's like.
I think they could be dragged into it, Robbie, if they don't win.
A macaroni pie for Livingston.
That's what it's all about. The mac and cheese pies at Dundee. That's what you're there for. No, Michael, to be honest with you, I don't see Dundee getting dragged into it. I don't see us getting it, to be bluntly honest with you. I don't see someone finishing anywhere bar 11th right now, and that's scary to me. But, the Dundee, I think, will be fine. What a job again Stephen Presley's done. We praise him quite a lot in the show, but he has done a magnificent job to keep Dundee in a situation where not many people would have had them. I mean, I think we all pretty much predicted them to finish Bolton 2, if not Bolton 3. So he's done a pretty good job this season.
Aye, he has, for a guy that's been sleeping and dreaming and a jobby team and whatever else he's done well to impress them.
No winning titles and all that stuff.
So, Robbie, I'll kick off here. I will go a home win in this one. I will go 2-0 Dundee.
Thank God you said a home win because I don't know who's playing at home. I think
That's
it'll
why you
be.
say macaroni pies because they're not at Livingston.
I know.
Aye, Dundee have got some nice mac and cheese pies and our
How long
partners.
do you think I've been watching? I've been.
You've been watching
course.
the polls.
Somebody want an ice cream? I'll take a double nugget and that's for Michael because he's a nugget.
Every time when I'm on this show, the ice cream van comes round, man, without a
I
shadow
know.
of a doubt.
No,
I know,
and
it's a
I'm
very
dying
shame.
to.
Michael's putting you up for getting a good ice cream out there. You could be good out there.
I wonder if the ice cream van's got Alex's new internet box in it.
yeah,
Maybe-
yeah. Maybe it's in the freezer. I don't know.
My prediction for this game, Michael, is Dundee 2, St Mirren. Dundee 2, Livingston 0.
I'd be impressed if someone were playing twice in one day, to be fair to you, Regan.
Okay, let's go into the.
I've not gave my prediction yet.
Oh, sorry, Robbie. Yep.
I'll go with the old Wakefield. I'll go Scott Arfield to get a win under Livingston. I'll go 2-1. Livy.
This is not the only derby. This is not the only derby at the weekend, Celtic and Rangers, because we've got the Jim Goodwin derby, Aberdeen against Dundee United, Robbie.
Oh, aye, we've got my old pal, my old buddy, Big Jim, who's already on holiday, to be honest with you. I think Jim Goodwin's already in a plane somewhere, to be honest with you. I don't think he's too bothered about what happens now. His side are safe. They're just there. I mean, it's big for Stephen. Robinson needs to go into this game and get a win just for the pure fact to build confidence around the team. There's been a lot of rumours. I did hear Stephen talking earlier, and he was talking about he's already decided what players he wants to keep and what ones he wants to let go. I heard he's trying to get Olasanya back, which I don't think Aberdeen fans are particularly interested in. He's not been a great servant to them since he joined. But it's another one of these games, Michael. It's a bit of a dead rubber as the ice cream van rolls around again. It's just a bit of a dead game, to be honest. We're at that point in the season in the bottom six now where a lot's been decided. The biggest game, obviously, in Paisley in the bottom six. So, the other ones are just kind of. I think managers will be trying out different things now. I think that's what you'll find. I think managers will try out different styles, different players, get a bit of feel for what they're going to be getting next season. And I think there could be a few goals in this one, actually.
Regan?
What match are we on again?
I think the ice cream van's affected Regan. Or maybe his Wi-Fi playing up.
I think Dundee United will win this game, Michael. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win.
Yep. And I suppose looking at this game, Robbie, both teams are kind of safe. I would say Aberdeen safe as well, but I think Aberdeen fans would still be a bit annoyed. I mean, a big team, big city, big support, and this is the second season. Well, albeit last season they won the top six, but the season before they won the bottom six, and it's not very good enough for Aberdeen.
Oh, Aberdeen now have the worst manager in the SPF, and I'm only joking. I still love Stephen, really. But I've always loved Stephen Robinson. Come on, you. But Aberdeen, it's no good enough expectations for Aberdeen. I still suspect Stephen Robinson will work out, Michael. I think Aberdeen will be a good club under Stephen. I think they'll be high up the table, competing for that sort of top four spot, depending on obviously what happens next season, because it will be an interesting one. But it's not been good enough for the last couple of years. I think they've found a manager that they can build stability around. I think the biggest thing for Aberdeen is you need to give them time. They've not gave many managers time in the last few years, to be honest with you. So it's important that Aberdeen give Robbo a bit of time, let him build his team, and I'm sure Aberdeen will be flying soon enough.
I'll go for a 1-0 win to Aberdeen tomorrow, Regan.
Oh.
Want me to go next?
Well, that was a wee hint for Reagan to go next. But anyway, it's
I've already said my prediction. Sorry,
Have
my
you?
Have
boy.
you? Right.
I said
Okay.
2-0
Rob-
to Dundee United.
Robbie?
2-0 Dundee United?
Aye.
You've been drinking. like the old David Martindale clip.
What have you got off for the ice cream van?
Aye, please drink
A few
responsibly.
nuggets.
I'm going to go 4-0 Aberdeen.
Let's move on.
Home.
Let's
Well, no,
move
'cause
on to
it's at
the.
Dundee.
Was it?
Let's
Sorry.
move on.
Aye,
Let's
well,
move on. Let's move on to the Premiership quarter-final tonight, and Reagan's getting very excited about it.
Can't wait for this. Can't wait.
Abrov versus confirming, and 1-0 from the first leg. Reagan.
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to this game. I can't wait. I'm going to have my jammies on. No, I'm joking. I'm going to be looking forward to this game and just obviously I think Neil Lennon's done a brilliant job so far, and I think obviously so has the Arbroath managers as well, because I know there's 2 managers at Arbroath. It must be a big job for them. But I mean, I think in terms of Neil Lennon, like Robbie said, if we can get Dunfermline promoted, then that would be a fantastic job. But I'm so looking forward to this game, because I think Arbroath will. I think they'll do very well tonight, but I think ultimately it'll be a draw. Because the one thing for me, I don't know if you guys think this, but I think it's a bigger advantage to play the home leg in the second leg. So I'm quite glad selfishly that Partick Thistle are playing the home leg second next Friday night.
What do you mean? I thought Arbroath, Thistle and Dunfermline were all 3 of your teams.
No, I've got Queen's Park in there.
Oh man, but no, this is going to be exciting, Michael. I've got the teams if you want me to quickly read
You
them
got
out
the
for you.
team, Robbie,
So for Arbroath, it is McAdams in goal, Stewart at right back to Watson and O'Brien. Then it's Wilkie at left back. In the midfield, it's Cochrane and Super Flinny Esther, Ryan Flynn. Left wing, it is Ryan Dow with McIntyre on the right. It is Marshall in the middle with Robinson up front.
I've got to say, Robbie, I've watched Finlay Marshall for Arbroath this season live, and he's been brilliant. I see Cochrane's playing for Arbroath as well, is he?
Cochrane and Ryan Flynn in the midfield.
I mean, I don't know if you remember. I don't know if you remember Cochrane, but he played in a very pretty. I think they played okay that time, Hearts, but he's probably most well known for his goal against Celtic that time.
Aye, Harry Cochrane. Aye, he's had a decent career actually.
I don't know if you've done the quiz question tonight, Robbie, but I've got a quiz question for you.
No. Ooh.
Who's the former Scottish professional football player that his boy is playing tonight?
Say that again, sorry.
Former Scottish professional football player in the SPFL. His boy is playing in this match.
Wow, that's a great question.
His boy is playing in the match. Michael, see if you can get it off. Come on, Michael.
See, this is why I'm the quiz master.
His boy is
the
playing
questions.
in the match. Come on. You've got to get it. Come on, boys.
That's what I say to you every week when I get the questions.
How come I've not got a question for Robbie?
Because it's been a long day. It's been a long. I think Michael would agree. It's been a long day.
Yes, long few days. Yes. What team? Reagan, Packet, Thistle, or Arbroath?
No, you mean Dunfermline? It's been a long day for Michael. He thinks Partick.
Yeah.
Do you think Megan would be the Partick Thistle playing tonight?
No.
Michael, the player played for Arbroath.
And did he used to be the manager of Arbroath?
No.
No, okay, I'm wide of the mark then, Robbie.
I'm pretty clueless, to be honest with you, Michael.
So tell me the lineup again.
So
Yep.
it's McAdams and goals. A back four are Wilkie, O'Brien, Watson, and Stewart. Flynn and Cochrane in the midfield.
You just said his name, Robbie. You said his name.
I said Wilkie, O'Brien, Watson, or
Yes,
Stewart.
Wilkie.
Wilkie. Who is Jack Wilkie?
Yes, Jack Wilkie. It is Lee Wilkie that played with Dundee United in 2009.
Right.
That's some great ball knowledge, Wigan, mate. Well done.
Oh,
Lee Wilkie, yep.
wow.
Right.
Okay.
Do you remember Lee Wilkie, Michael?
Yep, I do. Yes.
Right, on the par side, it is Oxborough and goals. A back three are Chicola, Mullen, Abudali, and Ngaye. The wing backs are Fraser and Todd. In the midfield, it is Josh Todd, I'm assuming that is, and Gilmore. Well, there's 3 Todds in this Dunfermline lineup. And then at left wing,
There's Marty Todd, there's John Todd, and there's
John Todd, that'll be it.
And he's on the
And then
top.
left wing, it'll be Andy Todd. That obviously, I think, did he win Dunfermline's Player of the Year? I think.
I think he did that.
Morrison on the right hand side, and of course, veteran striker Chris Kane up front.
And they'll
I
be on
see,
the pod tonight as well.
I see he signed a brand new contract today, Robbie.
Did he? Ah, good business.
Mr. Kane. See that the Dunfermline is it the right back? What's his name again, Robbie?
You've
I
got
think-
Todd.
No, I think
No.
Stephen Robinson said he was loaning them.
Oh, they've got Chicola Mullen playing
Yeah,
at right
Chicola
centre
Mullen.
back. Yeah.
Stephen Robinson's looking to bring him into Aberdeen. See that?
Maybe I'll take back what I said about Robinson earlier.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all for the show. It's been a busy show. It's been all for the.
Sorry if it's been a
not-
bit sorry
not-
if
not-
it's been a bit disrupted by the Wi-Fi, the bad quiz questions, bad.
Yeah,
knowledge.
I mean, Reagan. I'm glad that we're talking about the Wi-Fi, no VAR on the show. So that's what good as well. So thanks to Robbie, thanks to Reagan, thanks to Alex and this Wi-Fi tonight. Thanks for everybody is watching. Remember, subscribe to the Scottish Football Zone channel, and we'll be back over the weekend with a review.
You're
of the
watching
game.
the Scottish Football Zone with all the build-up and reactions.